Go on. Okay, let's go. Zoom out. Easy. Come on. Okay, we're good. They're at the steps.
Tell me how much you got.
Grab that chair.
What?
Roll under that chair.
Okay.
Very careful. Relax. And drop.
So we from here?
Yeah.
Hey, cord please. You hold, get the cord. Okay, get
Not to
every
walk
cord.
in front of your camera.
That's okay.
Jersey?
How far can I go, man?
Where?
How far can I go?
Where's he supposed to go? Or
You're supposed to find Olsen on there.
for what?
He's going in. He's in. He's in. He's in. He's in. Look in there.
Okay, any student who's sitting in the back or standing in the back, we have you sitting down, please. Mr. Cuthbert, would you mind sitting up front here, please? He's our special guest as well. Folks, we're going to, Rogers is taping this, filming this as well as the webcast, just so that you know this is live. So we're going to have another run with the torch because Rogers TV wants to capture a little better, and we're having a little difficulty. So I'm going to ask you just to be patient. Robbie's going to run through it with Jake Anderson, and we're going to give a loud round of applause when we see them. Ladies with the beautiful bowl in the front. Thank you. My name is Miss Dana May. For those of you, most of our students know me, but our guests. I'm one of the vice principals, and I have the honor to have helped organize this most significant event. I am touched by the support that we've had from our students, from our staff, from our community. Clearly, this is a very important event to bring knowledge to the need for organ donations. Students, just to give you a little bit of why our school has been chosen as a host school, we have 2 students who have been clearly significantly impacted by their family members needing an organ. Blair Cuthbert, Marla Horton, his father had a liver transplant this spring. Mr. Cuthbert, could you just stand for a minute, please? And this is their father. I'll try not to get too emotional. It was Blair and Marla were not willing to give up on their father. Mr. Cuthbert was in a very, very difficult period in his life where if he didn't get a liver transplant, he wasn't going to live. And thanks to the prayers and the support from others, he was blessed and he had the surgery and had the liver transplant. And as you can see, he's doing quite well, amazingly well considering what you've gone through. We also have another student, Jake Anderson, who had the torch. I'm not sure where Jake is right now. Jake, could you just stand for a moment, please? Jake is our grade 9 student, and Jake's grandmother, Mrs. Rasmussen, if you could stand, please. Mrs. Rasmussen is where Mr. Cuthbert was several months ago, and she is in need of a transplant. And so we have 2 students, thank you very much. We have 3 students who have been dramatically impacted in their day-to-day lives by the need of an organ donation. And Step by Step was started by Mr. George Marcello. Where is George? He was one of the gentlemen, George. And his story is also amazing, and I'm not going to go into it, but George was in a situation as well where he needed a transplant, and without it he would have died within 2 days. And he was blessed with a liver transplant, and here he is today. There are many, many people in the world today, and if I'm not mistaken, George, I think they say there's over 4,000 people needing organ donations a year. And when you come to look at this liver transplant, liver is not one where a person needs to be dead to do a liver transplant. It is quite relatively seamless and painless when you consider all of the other kinds of transplants that occur. This event is to bring knowledge and awareness to the world, and in this case we're talking to students because students are the ones who really bring forward and help make change. Just so that you know, there was a student, a 14-year-old student who really was inspired and needed a transplant, and he was instrumental in bringing this to a cause and having students, and through their love and through their passions, bring awareness to the world so that we can start having fewer people needing transplants or fewer people dying because we really do not understand. And I'm not one to be able to understand. I don't. I'm just beginning in small baby steps, which is what you look at the program as a step-by-step organization, a little bit at a time. But it is through your voice, students, that things will change. And this is why we look at talking with senior students, because you are the voices of our future. And so today we are hoping that you will bring awareness to yourselves and start promoting and sharing that awareness with others, and hopefully we will have more people surviving and getting what they need to have a full life. I can't imagine what the Cuthberts and what Mrs. Rasmussen's family, Mrs. Rasmussen and Mr. Cuthbert went through. I cannot imagine. It had to have been an absolutely difficult, heart-wrenching period of their lives. But there's hope, and as you can see with Mr. Cuthbert, there's hope. And there's hope for Mrs. Rasmussen, and we hope that through all of this, things are going to come through, and Mrs. Rasmussen will have what she needs to live a full life, and Jake will have his grandmother for many, 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 many years. And I'm convinced that with the powers be and the positive energy